So we're ready for round 17 of the championship. Cars making their way up onto the grid. Akil Rabindra is the man who will start on pole position with this semi-reverse grid, and then you've got Rodrigo Fonseca lining up with him at the front, and he needs points out of this. Akil Rabindra, the pole position driver, looks towards the lights that go out. He's a little bit sluggish away. A good start made by Faisal Al-Zubair from third on the grid as the cars blast away. There's mayhem already. Fonseca is off. Rabindra had been caught up in it all. Everybody else, I think, has managed to find a way by. And as they head down towards Riches for the first time, Rodrigo Fonseca is out of the race. Faisal Al-Zubair has got damage and he's tumbling down the order, but it looks like Chris Meelan has managed to grab the advantage as they work their way round Montreal for the first time, and Meelan started 9th on the grid. There's another car off coming out of Riches. They work their way for the first time then through the infield. Al-Zubair is going backwards. Harry Newey gains a place round the outside as they run now down towards Agostini for the first time, but I'm fearful that we might get a safety car after all the dramas away from the line, and Al-Zubair clearly has got dramas because now to the outside of him, and indeed looking to go past, goes Omar Ismail. He's up alongside on the outside line. Al-Zubair just about has his nose in front and hangs on to it, in fact, working his way through the left-hander there. And the safety car is indeed going to be deployed. Rodrigo Fonseca then off even before the first corner. Now let's try and piece it together. Rabindra was slow away. A good start by Al-Zubair, went for a gap. He makes contact with Fonseca. That turns Fonseca into Rabindra and into retirement.
Well, I did an amazing start. And this guy, Faisal, just came into me. He didn't have space, nothing. He just came into me and, well, we couldn't do nothing, anything, sorry.
Was your start okay, or was it just that he just went for a gap that wasn't there?
Yeah, well, I think my start was amazing. I think I was going to get the first position. And I was really close to the guy in second, and this guy just came in between. He didn't have space. I don't know what he wanted to do, but he just crashed into me. And ruin my race.
Green flag is ready on the start line. We're racing again here at Snetterton, on board with Harry Newey as the cars accelerate down towards Riches. Newey fourth, he's on the back of Will Palmer. The two of them running together then as they dive into the first corner. Newey has a look at the inside. Adrian Newey's son unable to find a way through there on the inside. He then looks to the outside line going up towards Montreal. Is that going to pay off for him? Let's see. Their teammates, they both are run by HHC Motorsport. This is Fernando Urrutia's view as he works his way now through Montreal hairpin. Urrutia in the Douglas Motorsport car, new to Snetterton, but trying to work his way up through the field as he goes left now, down in a moment towards Agostini, but he's not quite close enough, I don't think, to really make a move up there on the inside. Green flags show all the way around this first lap of the restart. And there's Jordan Albert in the black and green and silver car. The SWR Sean Walkinshaw Racing entry, double winner this year, Jordan Albert. Fernando Urrutia, in the meantime, is still trying to get himself up into a challenging position as the cars now head through the infield here at Snetterton. Towards Ogden through the right. But a good run through the next sequence of corners, out of Williams and onto Bentley Straight means you could benefit from the tow and challenge heading down towards the old S's, now Brundle and Nelson. Rodrigo Fonseca, though, is now only able to stand and watch. The race leader is Chris Meelan, and he is making his car very wide indeed. He's got Tom Jackson right up behind him, and Jackson here has a real chance to make hay in the championship. He's in second spot. One of his main rivals, Fonseca, is out. And they work their way now through the long, fast right of Cora. Meelan goes wide. The Lannon Racing car still leads the way, though, at the end of the lap. And for Chris Dittman Racing, Tom Jackson there, look, in the red and black car, is right up behind him. The dangers, though, are behind. Will Palmer looked third. He's getting closer and closer. Here is Palmer for second place, diving up the inside, down towards Riches. He goes through. A good move that. Will Palmer goes second, except that Tom Jackson straight away fights back up on the inside, heading towards Montreal. Can he brake late enough to make the move again? Not quite. The door is open for him, but he's not fully alongside, so Will Palmer hangs onto the place coming out of the corner. And all the while, Harry Newey in fourth place is waiting to pick up the pieces here. Down towards Agostini they go. Newey a little bit too far back to challenge. What's going on behind him for fifth place? Omar Ismail losing out because Faisal Al-Zubair goes up on the inside and takes away the place. Got got Kieran Haggerty in the blue and white Ecuria Cost car trying to catch up as well as Palmer and Jackson both slither a little bit wide there heading out of Hamilton, and that means that Harry Newey is even closer behind them. While all that's going on, so Chris Meelan continues to lead. Now, it's a modest lead, but he's doing his best to build it up all the time. On board with Palmer, down now towards Brundle and Nelson. The left and right, and he has brought down the gap. He managed to benefit a little bit from a toe, and now he's right on the back of the leader. Towards Bombhole they go, through the right. And is this the chance for Will Palmer to go for the lead? Yes, it is, but Meelan moves across and defends. Elbows out, the banksman hangs on to the advantage. Down through the gears, swing left now. Palmer staying in the wheel tracks, he's not dropping away. Now he moves to the outside as they head up towards the line. And Meelan tries to defend once again. Palmer not amused, he gets squeezed up towards the grass. What are you doing, he says. It's very forceful, this defence by Chris Meelan. Through Riches, now Palmer needs to try to get himself up on the inside, going to Montreal. But Meelan covers that line already in anticipation. To the outside goes Palmer, he's ahead, but he's on the longer, slower line. He locks up, he scrabbles out wide, so Meelan hangs on to the race lead. Back on board with Palmer, he's having to work very, very hard here if he wants to take an 8th win of the year. Down towards Agostini. Is this going to be a chance to make a move up on the inside? He's about 2 lengths back now, 1 length back. Here he comes, he commits, he's up the inside. Meelan moves across, there's contact. Palmer out of the race, broken suspension. Rear wing ripped off the car, and Will Palmer's race has come to an end. The championship leader out of the race, and while all that has been going on, it puts Tom Jackson into the lead. Chris Meelan delayed in all of that as well, and Will Palmer looks around, perhaps expecting to see Chris Meelan off the road as well. Here it is again in replay. Palmer goes to the inside, Meelan tries to defend, contact between the two. Will Palmer is out. More discussion between drivers. Fernando Urrutia is one. And let's piece together who did what to which and to whom. Up at Montreal, Urrutia tries to defend. And bang! Amaya Vaidyanathan it was, who absolutely cannons up the inside. Have a look at this again. This is Vaidyanathan's point of view. That was never on, was it? He was always going to go straight on because he brakes so late. Down to Bombhole they come. Second and third as one. They're running nose to tail as up front the race leader continues to secure the advantage. Tom Jackson is heading for a 2nd win of the year, but who's going to be second? It's Meelan just keeping Harry Newey at bay here as they work their way down towards the final left-hander on the lap. On the power, up towards the checkered flag. Tom Jackson is going to come through to score honours in round 17 of the BRDC F4 Championship. Second across the line is Chris Meelan, third Harry Newey, and fourth just goes the way of Faisal Al-Zubair. Great battles rage on right the way through the field. These evenly matched cars, everybody with the same chassis of course, producing great racing, but Tom Jackson is the man who comes out on top. Now we're having word from race control that Chris Meelan excluded from the race for driving in a manner not compatible with general safety, and that means on the amended result, Tom Jackson the winner ahead of Harry Newey and Faisal Al-Zubair, Omar Ismail, Jordan Albert and Kieran Haggerty promoted into the top 6.
Yeah, right place at the right time. I've been in the wrong place a couple of times this year where I haven't sort of capitalised on the slot to take the win. But today everything has sort of come into my hand, and luckily I sort of kept my nose clean and just got through the gap.
Yeah, it was very dramatic. You know, I didn't have the best of starts, but somehow managed to make some places up. I think a few antics at the first corner, and kind of from there went on. Steady race, safety car, managed to get a bit more heat in my tyres, and then just went from there.
The final race of the weekend here at Snetterton, and it's Will Palmer lining up on pole position once more. With him at the front of the grid is Tom Jackson, and third starts Harry Newey. Five-second board is shown. Now the lights go red. When the lights go out, race 3 is go, and a really good start made by Jackson. A bad start by Harry Newey. He's slow away, and he's lost 3 places already on the run up towards Riches for the first time. The race leader then is Tom Jackson. Will Palmer, in fact, wasn't that quick off his toes either, and so he's dropped back into second as they work their way through Riches for the first time. Jack Bartholomew third as they break for Montreal, but the top two already escaping. Look. On board with Jack Lang, working his way up the inside of Rodrigo Fonseca. There, look to the left, is the Mexican number 9, the red and white car goes back ahead, but Fonseca has had a miserable weekend and he's lost his second place in the championship. Second is now a battle in the title race between Tom Jackson and Kieran Haggerty, and Jackson is the race leader. That is good news for him. It's more points, and in more strife is Fonseca. Look, he's on the grass, having locked up, coming into Agostini, and he's almost at the back of the grid now. The weekend goes from bad to worse for Rodrigo Fonseca. Back on board briefly with Jack Lang as the cars turn their way out of Hamilton through Oggies, then Williams and towards Bentley Straight. And look at the way that the top two has got away already. This is the view from the third place man, Jack Bartholomew, and he runs wide coming onto the straight. That just causes him to lose momentum a little bit. Mirror gets all loose and wobbly and he has to put that back to where he needs it as Kieran Haggerty comes by for third. Harry Newey goes by for fourth. So Bartholomew losing 2 places by just one little error, running wide all over the curb. Out of Brundle and Nelson towards Bombhole goes now Jack Bartholomew, and he's losing another place. Up the inside, Omar Ismail. And another one is about to be lost, potentially Jordan Albert there in 23, tries to find a way by as Will Palmer makes his move for the lead, and through he goes at the end of that one. Will Palmer, 7 times a winner this year, is back in front once again. Race leaders nose to tail. Palmer defending, Jackson doing his best to fight his way back ahead into the lead of the race. Now, can he do it? Jack Lang is hard at work as well. He turns his way now through Riches and heading up towards Montreal. He looks to the inside, but he's not really close enough. However, ahead, there's all sorts of lock-ups and strange lines into the corner. Is that going to help him at all? Let's see. Jack Lang closing up on the traffic. It doesn't enable him to move his way up the order, but it does bring him back into that battle ahead now. Kieran Haggerty third there in the first of the 2 blue and white cars ahead of Harry Newey. Then it's Omar Ismail, Bartholomew down to 6th, Jordan Albert 7th, and Lang trying to find a way past Amaya Vaidyanathan, who had a rather spectacular off in race 2. And this is Jack Lang versus Akhil Rabindra. And Lang breaks late, and ahead, look, Fonseca gets it wrong, just runs out of road on the opening lap down at Agostini. Kieran Haggerty here in the meantime, look, it's very busy defending. Newey right up behind, now alongside, Newey goes through, up on the inside, down towards Brundle and Nelson. Out of the old S's they come in the new order. Harry Newey continuing this really good run this weekend. Arguably it's overdue, but finally Harry Newey has been there or thereabouts across all 3 races. Omar Ismail, race winner this year, 5th in the race, look in the red and black car, having another good showing as well. He's on the back of Kieran Haggerty as they head up now towards the timing line. This is how Newey made the move. At the end of Bentley Straight, there was just a car's width. He committed to it. Haggerty gave him racing room. Newey through. So up into 3rd place, Harry Newey now tries to get away from Kieran Haggerty. Behind him, you can see the red and black car there, look in the hands of Omar Ismail, and he too is looking menacing as far as Kieran Haggerty is concerned. That gap down a little bit more. Up front, Tom Jackson there is on his own. Depressingly for him, Will Palmer is away and gone even further up the road as the race leader. Palmer heading for win number 8 of the year. Kieran Haggerty still busy defending here. Up the inside goes Ismail, through he goes. At the second part of the S's, he gains the place. Now towards Bombhole they go. Omar Ismail through, takes the place, and Kieran Haggerty starting to fade as the race wears on. Now can he hang on to this place, or is he in danger of losing another spot? Jack Bartholomew is behind and closing. The race leaders come through then to start the last lap of the race. Round 18 of the championship as there, Vaidyanathan in 51 tries to go around on the outside. Sisu and Gebelana versus Rodrigo Fonseca down through Riches. Fonseca trying to recover after his errors early on in the race. And through he goes, up on the inside. Fonseca goes by, and he gets the car slowed down in time for the corner, so he hangs on to the place ahead of the South African. Rodrigo Fonseca in the red and white car then. The Lannon Racing driver, frustrated that it's been such a bad weekend. He's lost his second place in the championship. But as far as the race is concerned, he's not given up yet. He's still fighting, and so too is Jack Lang, working his way through the hill speed cars now. Richard Orenshaw's team, another of the busy squads with lots of entries on the grid. But Jack Lang here starting to chip his way up through the traffic. The Lang Sport car, small private team, going strongly now. Out of Williams, onto Bentley Straight, speed building, up through the paddle shift gears. Lang is not, however, going to be close enough by the end of the straight, and nobody is close enough to Will Palmer to threaten him. Win number 8 is just about to be claimed. Will Palmer celebrates, he heads up towards the line. It's a win for Will Palmer in round 18 of the Duo BRDC F4 Championship. Tom Jackson chases him across the line, he bags second, and Harry Newey is going to be good for the podium in third place. Behind, fourth will go the way of Omar Ismail, fifth is Kieran Haggerty, Jack Bartholomew sixth, and Rodrigo Fonseca, after a very troubled weekend, is on target for 12th place. So battles all the way through the field, but in the end, it is a victory for Will Palmer. His winning margin, 11 seconds over second place Tom Jackson, with Harry Newey bagging third.
Thanks, yeah, another good race. I lost the lead off the start, but then I was confident I'd be able to get past, and the opportunity came at the end of the first lap. And after that, it was just all about getting my head down and pulling away.
Yeah, it's quite unbelievable, to be honest. 3 podiums in 3 races. When I came into the weekend, I didn't really expect that, but my aim from this weekend was to take over Rodrigo in the championships, which I've done now, and I think I'm 30 points clear of him as well.
Thankfully, I'm now third in the championship. Spread the gap to Rodrigo a bit. I'm now going after Tom. I think going into this race, I think there's 25 points between us. Obviously, stretched that out a bit, but you know, with, as you said, 190 points to go, and only I think like probably 30 points, if that, difference between us. You know, it's really hot.
With 190 points still up for grabs, technically the top 8 is in contention. Bad weekend for Kieran Haggerty and Rodrigo Fonseca. They drop. Harry Newey moves up to third, but Will Palmer extends his championship lead. So Snetterton has proved an eventful weekend in the BRDC F4 Championship.